In this video, you are going to learn how to identify angles formed from transversal, which is your objective, that you be able to define and identify these angles. We're going to be using these angles over and over again during this unit, so knowing the names is super important. So what is a transversal? A transversal is a line that intersects two or more component lines at different points. So I can have one line, and I can have another line. Nothing special about those lines. They don't have to be parallel or anything like that. And then I can have a transversal, which I'm going to do in red. All it means is intersects both lines. So it's intersecting here, and it's also intersecting here. I could also have another line. Draw another line here. And it's a transversal for that. So what happens when you have this intersection is that you have angles that are formed. So let's get rid of that one. So angles are formed. Notice we have 8 angles formed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 8 angles are formed when we have 2 lines that are intersected by a transversal. There are special names for different pairs of these angles. The one that you already have learned are vertical angles. All right. So you already know about vertical angles. And you have different pairs of vertical angles. So let me highlight those right here. You have 1 and 3. You have 2 and 4. 5 and 7. And 6 and 8. Whoop. So you have all those angles right here. And remember what you learned about vertical angles back in Unit 2. They're all congruent. So 1 and 3 are the same measure, 2 and 4, 5 and 7, 6 and 8. They're all congruent angles. Alright, so let's look at the other 5 types of angles that you get by a transversal. First, you have corresponding angles. And what you're going to notice about these names is that they're named based on where the angles are. So let's look at this first one. Corresponding angles, 2 angles that occupy the same position. So we have 2 and 6. Notice they're both on the top right side of the angle. We also have a pair here. We have a pair here. And we also have a pair here. So if you coordinate those colors, all those are corresponding angles. So there's 4 pairs of corresponding angles. They're all in the same position along each of the 2 lines. Alternate exterior angles are 2 angles that lie outside the 2 lines and are opposite side of the transversal. So alternate, if you're alternate, you're alternating sides. So 1 and 8 are on opposite sides. And then they're exterior, so they're on the outside. So notice it's on the outside. They're not in between the 2 lines. There is another pair of alternate exterior angles right here. Alright, then we have alternate interior. So very similar to alternate exterior, but interior is the 2 angles lie between the 2 lines. So in between the 2 lines, but they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So 4 and 5 are alternate interior, and then you also have a pair here and here. And the last 2 types are same side interior angles and same side exterior angles. These are 2 angles that lie between the 2 lines. They're on the same side of the interior. So we alternate, which are opposite, same side, so they're in between. And then same side exterior, they're on the outside. So we actually have 2 pairs of same side interior. These 2 are on the same side, and then you have an angle here, an angle here. And then exterior, you have the opposite side of the transversal. Alright, so let's practice naming our corresponding angles. So let's find all the pairs. So taking a look here, you have to identify which one is your transversal and which one is your 2 lines. Well, this right here is your transversal. These are the 2 lines it's intersecting. Alright, so looking at that, we need to find our pairs of angles. So we have angle 1, angle 1, and angle. So if you take a look here, we have angle 1. That's on the top left, and so I look at this line, top left is angle 5 correspond. Alright, so that's one pair. So we can find another pair. So let's look at the next position. We have 2. 2 corresponds with 6. So I can write angle 2, which goes with angle 6. So finding a different pair, I have 3. 3 is in bottom left, that goes with 7. So angle 3 goes with angle 7. And then my last pair, angle 4 and angle 8. Angle 4, angle 8. Alright. So now let's look at alternate exterior. So alternate means it's on the opposite side of the transversal, like 1 and 4 are on the opposite, and they're on the exterior. So I'm only looking at 1, 3, 6, and 8. 2, 5, 4, and 7 are in the inside. So alternate, 1 is on the outside, it's alternate, so go jump the traversal, and there's 8. So it's angle 1 and angle 8. And then I can look 3, jump to the other side of the transversal is 6. So angle 3 and angle 6. Alright, so then we have alternate interior. So now we're looking inside the two transversals, in between the two, or the two lines. Alright, well we have 2. 2. If I jump to the other side and go by the other line is 7. And then we have 4. If I jump to the other side to the line is 5. One thing to notice about each of these numbers, like 2 is next to one line, 6 is next to the other. Each pair has to be by one of the two lines. Alright, so same side interior. So now we're inside the 2. So 2, going to the same side is 5. So I have angle 2 and angle 5. And hopefully you can find the other pair, which is angle 4 and angle 7. Alright, lastly, we have same side exterior. So again, we're looking at the ones on the outside, which is 1, 3, 6, and 8. So I look at 1. Go to the same side of the transversal is 6. And then I have angle 3 and then angle 8. Alright. So that's, and this, we're going to be practicing this in class tomorrow, naming angles and using them. Alright, so review, so make sure you know the 5 types of angles and look at the names. And you also want to review, if you haven't, vertical angles of what they are. We're going to be using those too. However, vertical angles, you only need 2 lines. So you only need 2 lines to create a vertical angle. Where all these you need at least, you need the 2 lines and then the transversal for us to know the 5 you just learned. Reminder to do your reflection so you get credit for watching this video.